sometimes they'll grab that sort of stuff for you and give you a plaque or whatever. So, yeah, it's kind of cool to get those little mementos. I mean, again, when you're looking back or when you're hanging out in the summer or something like that, it's cool to see stuff like that.
What do you have? What's your favorite thing on the mantelpiece?
First NHL goal.
First NHL.
Yeah, because that's always a huge milestone. Yeah.
What do you remember about that? Your first goal?
I remember I think it was in the third period against Florida Panthers, and got kind of a breakaway pass from Danny Briere and went on a breakaway, and it barely trickled in. So I'll take it though.
So you actually scored on a breakaway rather than off your butt or something? Like
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, it's a great pass and springing on a breakaway, and barely went in, but they all count.
Before we were asking you and grilling you about the 100th goal, did you know that you were coming up on that milestone at all, or?
I did, because my dad mentioned it to me after the last game. I guess he knows lots of little tidbits like that for whatever reason. So he mentioned that I was close to get one away from 100. So that was kind of cool.
And you're like, come on, don't bring this up now.
Yeah,
tell
seriously,
me
tell me after I get it. Seriously, but thankfully I got it the next game. So.
54 other guys who've worn this jersey over the 100 years have done this, but I think maybe only a handful have done it at a faster pace than you have. Given that this is, before this recent incarnation, maybe some of the leanest years in franchise history, how have you been able to remain as productive in the face of all this other stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've gotten a good opportunity to play in some good offensive situations, whether it be power play, and obviously play with some good players too. So that sort of stuff helps, and you just try to remain consistent in your approach and try to have that workmanlike attitude every time you're at the rink and go from there.
Have you progressively gotten deeper into the net in terms of operating from there, considering where you were when you started 7 years ago? In terms of playing in front of the net and the dirty area, so to speak.
Yeah, you know what, I think, again, just being there more and getting a chance to play in the power play there and stuff like that, and I think the more experience you get, you kind of feel your way out as far as different things that work and don't work, and you kind of learn by trial and error a little bit.
Talking about the distractions, I mean, I'm sure you've been asked about this before, but, as we steam towards, things like trade deadlines, your name's coming up on talk radio, TV, things like that. Do you tune that stuff out, or is that part of just playing in the noise?
Yeah, you don't really worry about it too much, and I think that only kind of stuff comes from experience, because I remember going through that sort of thing right after I got drafted and things like that, and one of my first couple of years in Philly, and it tends to kind of eat at you a little bit more, but now you realize it's completely out of your control, and it doesn't really faze you as much anymore.
The benefit of being an old guy.
What's that?
The benefit of being
exactly. Just you see things that can happen, and you see the guys that get traded all the time, so no one's invincible in that regard.
Can you understand, though, why you'd be attractive, James, given your production and your contract status?
I mean, yeah, I'd like to think I'm a productive player, so hopefully teams always want those.